I'm Franklin Parker with Directional Advisors. It's the week of April 21st, and here's what I care about this week. Well, we are in the heat of earnings season. We saw major banks report earnings last week, like JP Morgan and Wells Fargo. Those earnings were pretty good, and overall, investors are expecting earnings growth of about 10% over this time last year, which is slightly above average. That's not too bad. That said, tariffs are a frequent question and a frequent point of conversation on these earnings calls, and that's something investors are going to be watching very closely, especially from retail companies like Amazon, Target, and Walmart, all of whom sell significant goods from China, with whom we now have a very substantial tariff placed on imports. In that vein, the US dollar has really taken it on the chin the past few weeks. We have seen the dollar slide accelerate relative to major currencies, especially the euro. And that hasn't helped with Trump's latest move to take aim at Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. Investors have reacted negatively to that because on the campaign trail, Trump discussed at length many times placing the central bank under control of the executive branch. Now, that would have long term economic bad consequences, as far as I can see, because countries which have a central bank that is not independent tend to see much higher inflation rates and much poorer economic outcomes than countries that have an independent central bank like the Federal Reserve. So, investors are now beginning to worry whether that was really just campaign rhetoric or if this is a new policy that the Trump administration will be pursuing. Now, look, I've got more about all of this on the website, including a deeper dive into how rejiggering the import based US economy might change the ability of the dollar to be the global reserve currency. Now, that is an interesting discussion I haven't heard many people talk about, so go check that out. It's on the website. But in the meantime, get out there and live